What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make FNAF World in Minecraft. This is part 5, and in this one we're going to be doing the entirety of Lily Gear Lake. That's the part. We're also going to be getting the lines between here done, and that's a little weird. But anyway, kind of just getting everything filled between, so we actually have a full solid map with no gaps. Anyway, that's all. So with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. You guys ready to get at least some of the probably worst section to build in the game out of the way? Let's do it. Get out the following to start. Sandstone walls, both magenta and lime terracotta. We'll deal with the pressure plate / trapdoors for these later. I just want to get everything marked as we kind of go about here. Block of redstone. Andesite stairs. Oh lord, dark oak fence. Bamboo fence gate. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We're going to use... I guess get out a command block. We're going to use these to mark as well. We'll just have to redo these later. And also stone. Because they would be in the floor, but we can't do them in the floor. So we kind of have to wait. Anywho. You want to start from the, top left, or I guess the... Top left? Sure, top left corner, why not? And kind of where you have these odds, or this odd setup of dark oak. These dark oak trees. You want to take the back one here, which the furthest in one, kind of of this opening, you would have is this guy right here, the furthest forward of the back diagonal of them. You want to, again, making sure you leave the gaps. You'll place 4 sandstone walls to the right. From this point on, I'm going to specify colors. So when I say a pink one, you'll place a sandstone, or 2 sandstone walls going up with a magenta terracotta on top. If I say lime, you would place a lime terracotta instead of a magenta. Most of them will be magenta, though. If I don't specify, it's probably magenta. So, you'll extend each of these back by 1 each with magenta. And then you would extend from that point, that back row right by, for now, 8. It will have to go further than that, but... I'm trying to break this up a little bit. Yeah, this is going to be rough, unfortunately. Sorry in advance. The rightmost 4 you would extend forward, and the, I guess, middle 4 you would extend back. So you have a actually symmetrical shape, I am now realizing. Out of the mushrooms. Cool. From the back row, I guess, you want to extend this one to the right an additional 8? Which should almost put you to the end, actually. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you're 3 off the end here. And each of those 8 you'll also want to bring back by 1 each. So, yeah. There is a couple sections in this with the images I was using where it looked like the, whoever got the screenshots or whatever for this got absolutely flashbanged. So, there might be a couple colors or something of mushrooms wrong, kind of in the middle. I was gonna double check, and then, what do you know, I forgot. So, yeah, and I just remembered now. But, yeah. The end 4 mushrooms, you'll extend each of them forward by 2. Why is this, in groups of 4 right now? That's weird. And then the leftmost 3, I guess there goes that. You'll extend forward by 2 each. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Yeah, fix your mistake. Your prior mistake that you definitely also made. Okay. You know, it is what it is. It happens, I guess. I think I went into tree mode from, the other areas. Out of those 2 rows, the frontmost one you'll extend left with 1 mushroom, and then the one behind that you'll extend left with 2 mushrooms. For fun, we can actually mark a little bit further than this. From this backmost tree, you would back diagonally left. Just by 1, you'll place a stone, which just extended left by 2 and back 2 rows. So you have a 3 by 3 platform like so. From the back right-hand corner, back diagonally right, you'll place a command block. And then a gap of 1 to the right, you'll have a dark oak fence. Again, all that is pretty much marking. And believe it or not, this kind of open space here on the side is going to get blocked with lily pads, of all things. So I'm mad you can't place cactus flowers on lily pads. I know that's kind of a specific thing, but I wanted to for this. Anyway, this front row of 4 mushrooms here, you want to extend the center 2 forward by 4 each. Like so. The back more of the center 2 rows, you'll bring left with a lime or a green mushroom. In front of the far left row, you'll place another command block here. Some of these will have payload pressure plates, some will have bamboo, so just keep that in mind. And both right and left of that command block, you'll have 2 mushrooms on either side. The left side you would bring forward with 3 rows of mushrooms. The only thing here is the front left mushroom is a green one and the rest are still just pink. We'll head back to the right side in a sec because the right side is what goes the rest of the way around and we can get kind of some of the middle done here. The green mushroom you'll extend left with another green, then forward with another. And then you would have one forward diagonally left, so make sure you leave the gap block still, or block gap still. And kind of from this left row of mushrooms, here the center one you would bring left with a green mushroom. You would then have a gap's worth of a mushroom and place another green one beyond that. Cool. The other thing, there's a couple kind of in the middle. If you actually take this frontmost green one, you would leave a gap of 5 and place another one here. That is not the right color. It should be green still. All these ones in the middle kind of are. You would take the backmost green, and this is about to bite what I just said immediately. It's going to immediately make it wrong. You'll count left by 4 and back 2 and place a pink mushroom. Extend it left with another pink, and then bring either pink back by 3. Still pink. This little section is another exception to the exception, I guess. We're making exceptions everywhere. Of the 2x4, these center 2 mushrooms, you'll extend both left and right by 1 each to give you a really bad circle. A circle if you put it through a meat grinder or something. I don't know, like a spaghetti maker maybe? The front row of 4 going left to right, you'll extend right with a fence, and also you would go from on the right side right with a fence, and from the left side you'd go kind of forward diagonally left with a fence. From the back most row of mushrooms, these 2, you'll take the right one and count back diagonally right by 2 and place a green mushroom, which is a gap of 1. I don't know why I keep switching that, my bad. On the back left-hand corner of this full kind of circle, you'll place a block of redstone. Behind it, and a side stair facing right and left of the redstone, you'll have another green mushroom. So again, 2 sandstone walls, lime terracotta. From... How do I word this? You'll take this leftmost row of pink mushrooms of this circle, and if you trace it forward and look to the right, where you see a pink mushroom over to your right is where you want in line with a green mushroom. In line with that pink and that one there. You can see it's the only row visible on the right and then the leftmost row of that circle. Cool. Before we keep going, I actually want to get a little bit kind of from the beginning done because there's a section that I'm not going to forget. It's fairly big, but still. From the front side of this entrance here I guess it'd be... No, it wouldn't be the main entrance. It'd be where you would go back into, I guess, Fazbear Hills to get to that one mine. From this fence here, you want to go right of it with 2 pink mushrooms and then a green one. Green, pink, pink. Either of the pink ones you'll extend forward by 3. Yeah, 10 minutes in, not bad. I think we can get this finished. At least this area. And then the frontmost pink row you'll extend left by 2. Of that row of 4, the middle 2 you'll extend forward. The right mushroom of those 2, though, wants to be green. And then the pink one you would extend forward an additional 2. With each of those 2 being brought to the left by 1. From this front row, you'll also place a green one to the right. I'm going to try to ignore the dog. The green behind the one you just placed, you'll have a fence to the right of. That is a little too close. And then further back, you would take this pink out of these 3, the center one, and you'll leave a gap of 3 right of it. Fence. There are no other ones in that area, so we're good. We can kind of head back to finishing off the opposite side. So head all the way back to the right here. This command block, you want to take these mushrooms and extend either of them forward by 4 for now. It should make it 1 further forward than the other side, actually. As far as the portion, that is kind of the same. Not actually the full thing. Oh, I'm not going to do that mistake again. Sometimes all it takes is making a critical mistake once for you to never make that mistake again. That's my /fill thing. Like, I think I made it one more time, actually. I made it doing Playco texturing, but I had a copy that was recent enough so I could restructure block that section in. It was still awful. 0 out of 10. I had to, I think, redo the windows that I had. Anyway, from the frontmost row there, you want to extend right an additional 2 mushrooms, which should put you, like, right to the end. Cool. Of that row of 4, the rightmost 3 mushrooms you'll bring forward with a pink one each. And then extend that row of 3 pink left with 3 green. Very clustery. The row in front of that, you would have a row of 6 pink mushrooms that is basically directly in front of this, just shifted 1 mushroom to the left. So, kind of like this. Cool. You would bring that row of 6 mushrooms forward with another row that is the same. There's a difference, but it's not important yet. And then you'll extend a green mushroom to the left. Getting there. The next row forward, you will take the leftmost 4 mushrooms from that row and extend them forward each with 2 pink each. I don't think I needed to say each twice, but too late. And of those 2 rows, the front row you'll bring left with 1 green, and the back one you'll bring left with 2 green. In addition, from the back, if you take this one, you would have another mushroom back diagonally left. And then from that one, you would have 2 forward diagonally left. Again, ensuring that those gaps are still there. Is that all we can do? Really? No. If you take the singular one from the front, you would extend, or have 1 forward diagonally left. Then from there, you would count left by 4, forward 2, mushroom. Then from there, you would count right 4, forward 2, mushroom. Then you would have 1 forward diagonally left. And then 1 forward diagonally right. Should be all the middle ones. I guess there's 1 more on a diagonal, but it's not important. Well, we'll do it now, actually. If you take the front row of 4 pink mushrooms here, you'll take not the leftmost one, but one to the right, and have a green in front. Forward diagonally left of that, another. The right 2 pink mushrooms, you'll extend each forward by 4. And then the frontmost row, you can extend right an additional 2. Okay. Like so. That end row, or those end 2 pinks, you'll extend either forward by 7. And also, in addition, the left one, you can bring another one forward. What is that, 3 off the end? Yes, cool. like that. Those front 2 mushrooms you'll extend each left by 10. 10 each. 5, 6, 10. That's a block off. So close. So many mushrooms, man. I guess the good news, though, overall is, other than the Halloween DLC, there's no more, like, true buildings to do. I guess there is just the entirety of the funhouse, or circus, whatever, I guess. I guess that's to be the circus. The funhouse is in the tents. Because that is just going to be annoying overall to do, but... aside from that, yeah, nothing bad. The end 2 mushrooms you'll extend both forward and backward by 1. So it'll give you this. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if you take the, like, of this front row of mushrooms, the furthest right one, you will count left by 2 and place a green one in front of this one. You'll then count left an additional 2 and punch out the walls for both of those in that row. Like so. I should check if there's any others. I don't think there are, though. At least that are not in the water. Because there's some out of the water for some reason. You can, from this point anyway, just moving on. We actually are going to go that way, I think. From this frontmost mushroom, you'll leave a gap of 3 or just a tile space of 1. And going across, you will place 9 mushrooms. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And you should actually end just on the grass, barely. This end one, though, you won't have the walls for, so once you actually place the magenta on top, you can remove the walls. Like so. At this end, you can extend the floating mushroom forward an additional 2. And I'm just going to place the magentas directly. To the right of each of the floating ones, you'll have a regular one with actual walls. This one will be floating because of the gap. We'll deal with that probably after we're done the ocean. Feels reasonable. That frontmost mushroom you'll bring right. And of course we're just on the crease. Why wouldn't we be? And either of those end 2 you'll extend forward by 3. Just had to be right there. Tragic. Cool. You can, from the frontmost invisible mushroom, that's what I'm calling them now, you want to have 4 more to the left that do have walls, in fact. Again, we're on the crease, so those are going to be annoying. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do it like that. That seems reasonable. And then you would bring each of those 4 forward again onto the green concrete powder. You then want to take the floating mushroom and this full row to the right of it and extend it back by an additional 1. Floating mushroom included. And you'll kind of see that it actually joins up with these trees we made like forever ago that you can go through. So that's cool. And that would also mean everything is correct up to this point. I would hope this isn't a map that is very likely to be messed up on, unless you like miss a number. Like, let's say, I mean, I guess that's always probably the most likely to happen. But it's not like there's placements that are really probably too bad. To the right of each of these trees that are invisible, I don't know why I'm calling them that. You're having 2 pink mushrooms right of each. From the front one, you'll go over with a green one. Then you'll have a command block as a marker again. 2 more green ones. And then 2 pink ones. The rightmost green one you'll extend back, and the pinks to the right of it you'll extend either one back by 3. We're almost done actually with the laying out of this section, which is cool. And then I think before we do the finishing touches on everything, we'll replace the water with, or the ground with water. The back 2 mushrooms you will extend left by 2 each of the pink still. We're ignoring that orange or the green guy. Why did I say orange? Where did orange even come from? What is orange around here? Other than the command block, whatever. You'll take the back row of the pink and extend left with an additional 2. Each of those 2 you will bring back by 3. I say each a lot, don't I? Well, I guess I have to. Well, not really. I could avoid it, and you could still get the point, probably. And then the back row of the mushrooms, you'll extend left with 2 pink, and the row in front of that, you would extend left with 2 green. The end 2 pink, you'll extend either one back by 3 with still pink. I avoided saying each that time, and then I just ruined it by saying it there. That's good. All part of my plan, actually. Comedy 101. Not really. In this kind of corner, we'll have no... Well, actually, first off, behind the end, or the back left pink mushroom, you'll just have a dark oak fence. In this kind of funny corner, you'll have another fence. That was very specific, but you can see exactly where it is. That fence you'll bring back, then back with an andesite stair. All stairs will face right again. Bring that stair right with another stair. Fence... Then bring that fence forward with a stair. And that stair you'll bring right with a fence and left with a bamboo fence gate open backwards. This should be the icon for the key, and this will work where when you walk to it, it'll give you a key. Although, I don't have a boat system, so you kind of just have to live with it. I don't know, you kind of just gotta wad through the water. Anywho, from this rightmost fence, you would count back diagonally right and place a stair here. Right of it a fence, 2 stairs in front, another fence, a command block, and then a stair to the right. What? Oh, wait, am I missing mushrooms? I totally am, that's cool. In the kind of front left-hand corner of this area, you'll place another fence, and then we gotta go back to doing mushrooms. From this... I still feel like that's... No, that isn't wrong, never mind. From this andesite stair, you will go forward with 2 pink mushrooms. Either of them you will extend right by 3. Hey, look, it's the grouping of 4 again. It's back for some reason. I'm now noticing how much of this is the same since I'm, now doing a tutorial. And then the front row of mushrooms, you'll extend right an additional 6. Hopefully. Yeah, and that should leave you 3 away from the kind of end over there. Each of those 6 you do want to also bring forward. Hi, look, there's the word again. It said the E word, but either also starts with an E, so... The rightmost 2 mushrooms, you can bring both of them back by 2 with more pink mushrooms. In this kind of corner to the left, you'll have a lime mushroom with 1 brought in either direction from it, which is left and also back. Okay, okay, well, that open space, most of that is going to be lily pads. Well, not most of it, but, like, to break up some of it. There's a couple trees, so we can add those. But first off, in this area, this row of 4 pink mushrooms where we actually started this kind of section, not the rightmost one, but one to the left, you'll have a gap of 3 behind and place an andesite stair. Cool. Going back to the left a little bit, these 2 stairs that are next to each other, the leftmost one you'll leave a gap of 3 behind and place another stair. From that you'll count 2 behind it. I'm going to place a stone as a placeholder here. Both left and right of that by a tile, you'll place fences. The leftmost fence you'll extend back by 3 and place another. Yeah, that should be everything marked, right? Yes. So you can get rid of everything you have. This is going to be weird. So I want to make sure that we kind of have the edges of this area situated. If you get out black concrete, you want to start from like here, basically where you have this gap kind of between the gray concrete powder and the lapis. You're going to place a black concrete just to the right of it, and make sure it goes all the way back till it's 1 block behind the lapis, and then all the way left until it fills in the other kind of trench that we have. Because we want to fill these trenches with the ocean. And then we'll basically just put in any other blocks that we need. So, what we can do is you can take a corner, which is going to be this grass block, and I'm going to copy the coordinate. I'm in the front right. You can see where I am. If you head to the back left and stand in this particular block, you want to do two things here. Careful when you do this, because this can very much screw things up if you do it wrong. Slash fill, tilde, tilde, tilde if you are standing in this block. You will copy the other coordinate in. Do two commands with this. You're doing water, keep, and then hold on, and then replace, do another one that is replace lapis block. And I'm remembering something now. Oh, whoa, that's interesting. Why is that so dark? What? This. I don't know how, but it's concrete powder on my original one. Okay, whatever. Dig down another block in the same corner and copy the coordinate again, or you can just change the Y by a block. And in that particular block, you want to, if you copy the coordinates again, I'm actually just going to change this to -61, you will do tube underscore coral underscore block. Like so. Note this corner here where the grass is, because we're going to have to fix it. Yeah, I don't know what is happening with it. Why is this so dark? What? Oh, it's the shadows, isn't it? Okay, that makes sense. You can just pull back up, so if you go slash again and just press up arrow twice, or up on the D-pad twice, you'll go back to this command. If you just remove the end of this and go glow underscore lichen, and do it again, it will take a second, but it'll default to this. Now, it might actually catch the edges here. Don't worry about that. It's fine. But yeah, as you can see, that looks a lot better. Just make sure you refill this 2x2 of grass in the corner. Oh, it'll go under the underside of all those. Oh. Yeah, see, I didn't do it like this originally, so that's fine. If you want, I think if you... Is it going to be weird if I update it? It might be. I'm trying to figure out if there is a way to update it without... With the fences, you might be able to. No, okay. It's just going to be under it. That is fine. If you don't prefer that, you can go around and destroy them. If you hit the top, you'll have to replace the bottom, though. Okay. So, when you have... If your gray concrete powder switch to concrete, you can, on bedrock... Okay, you can replace it. You have to be quick with it, but you can replace it if you just do block at a time. Because I think the glow lichen is blocking it. I think it is. That's very strange. But yeah, if you just kind of, as you see I'm going here, just along it. Oh god. If you mess up, you see that'll happen. But make sure you're just quick with the break and replace. Because if you take a second, it'll flow into the spot. But if you get it before it flows, it doesn't actually do anything. That's so odd. I didn't know that. The more you know. So now's a good time to actually fill in all of these gaps. If you just kind of grab each of your materials, first off with the gray concrete powder, I would start from the left here and place another one back and just leave gaps of one. And yeah, you see when you place these, they're fine too. The glow lichen is preventing it. You know, as I was building this map, I didn't notice this, but now that we're here, I'm like, what the hell? That's so weird. But anyway, it'll kind of give you this. And you can maybe use this as a reference. So like this corner of grass, you're not doing anything with. But from the left of it, you would, I guess, leave a gap and then just start with the grass from here, going every other block. Yeah, wow. I'm perplexed by that whole thing. I can't even lie. But again, it's funny that I built this map and I'm now, just now noticing it. Like well, because I would have, I guess, filled the water later? Or maybe the gray concrete powder later. I think the concrete powder would have been after. That's strange. For the gap around the green, it is, well, basically from this point, because you're not doing the ocean anymore, you're just doing every other. So, like, if I take this corner here, I'll make this one a gray. And then I'll go forward with alternating greens and grays here. And I'll actually just do that for this entire row, alternating all the way around until the gray doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, or until I'm at the end here, which would be, I guess, the front. That's really the main thing, is you're kind of, it almost looks like if any of you have had those foam, or had those foam floor tiles where you, like, connect together. I feel like they're a thing. I know there's, like, more, not industrial, but, like, specific ones, rather than, like, ones you would have in your home. But I think they exist. And then you would, the only thing that's weird here is, on this particular block, if you have a gray on this corner, I actually have 2 green to the left to start, and then it would go grass, green, etc. Until you hit the mud here. And you should have, I think it's a grass at the end. Yeah, so you would go a green, and then you would switch to mud, and then green repeatedly. One thing I'm going to point out, these kinds of corners where they almost bleed in like this, you can do a couple things. You can just, like, remove this and replace it with the proper block, or you can leave it. It's up to you. I seem to have not really been consistent with it. I did a little bit of both. But, yeah. Essentially, you're joining all these sections here with this. There is one part, I think, where the black concrete gets involved, and it's with Fazbear Hills on one side of it. It's the left side above Dusting Fields. I'll show you it in a sec once we get over there, because I'm kind of doing this methodically in a sense. And then, yeah, like, where you don't have lines, obviously, you don't need to do it, because, yeah. How about the snow? What happens here? Which one does it start with? It would start with the snow here. You don't have to do it the same as I am as far as which starts with which. It doesn't matter. I just am doing it anyway, because funny. And, yeah, anything on the left side here? No, so yeah, I just need one... Is it not actually like that? I swear it was. I'm hallucinating, apparently. It's not. I think I'm confused. Oh, it's the snowy area. Okay, I see that now. So, like, if I join... Okay, make sure it'd probably be smart to move your blocks around repeatedly as you do this. Just so you kind of have them in a spot to where they're next to each other. So, like, here where I'm doing the snow and the grass, they're next to each other, as you can see, so I can just switch back and forth quickly. But for the snowy area, when you go around here, you're going to end up... Presumably, like, I'll have a grass on... Actually, I'll have a snow on that corner. Is that because I have that not far enough or something? It is... Okay, yeah, I see. So this would actually be grass here, right? I think I'm just off by a block on the snow here. Am I? No, because that should be like that, shouldn't it? That's very strange. There is a snow here, check. And then you would have... Huh? That doesn't make any sense. That should technically be a block off from what it is. I don't know. I think that's an issue with the original one, actually, isn't it? Let me see. I can probably find it. Yup, I have it on the original to where this is 2 grass and then a snow. My bad, that took a minute to figure out. So I'll have it snow there. And then going left of that, it will be repeatedly black concrete and snow until the end of this side, and then you would stop. I think it's just because that side already had the texture and it was just pulled through all the way. It's not like you can see it, so if you don't add it, who cares? But yeah. Any other areas? I think that's all of them. Yeah. That's all the connections you need. If areas, again, were already flush, don't worry about it, but yeah. Cool. And then we'll add the black concrete around the edges, like, way later. That's probably once the main map is done, though. So, back to this area. I would consider, not betting money, but I would consider guaranteeing that you would know what a lot of this is and how to do a lot of it. However, first off, I want to place the lily pads. Where are lily pads? There they are. There are like 3 or 2 sets of these. 2. These dark oak fences here, it's like an L shape of them, kind of just where you would enter, a little bit in front of where you would enter the lake, Lilygear Lake from Choppy's Woods. The rightmost fence of the 3 you would count back diagonally right to and place a lily pad. It should still place because lily pads sit on top of the water, not in it, so the glow lichen doesn't cause an issue. You would leave a gap of 6 to the right? Or I guess you would, no, you would count right by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you would count right by 6, leaving a gap of 5 and place 1. Then from that, you would have 2 going back diagonally left. Again, making sure you have the gaps. From that end one, you'd have 1 back diagonally right, and then from there, you'd have 1 forward diagonally right. The directions will randomize. That's how Minecraft is. They look like Pac-Man. Like, very much like Pac-Man. Huh, if I ever need Pac-Man and I'm making a texture pack, I know how to do it. At the back where the stone is here, you're going to directly left and right of the platform have lily pads here, the center. No gaps, just them. And then a block away from those, continuing out, you'll have another one. And then a block away from the center. That one's not on a tile. What? Okay, whatever. There's probably a reason for that I don't remember. Okay, to go over this in steps. You want to get back out command blocks. You want both pale oak and bamboo pressure plate. Sorry, I don't know why I grabbed out the wrong one. I saw yellow and was like, yep, that's it. You will actually need another lily pad. My bad, I forgot there was one where that guy is. You'll want stone to push the stone down. You'll want a bamboo button. And we'll go red shulker box. That seems reasonable enough. So, each of the command blocks you're pushing down. This one, next to the stone, when you push it down into the water, or place it just like in place of the glow icon, you'll crouch and place a bamboo pressure plate on top. The one basically directly in front of it will be a pale oak pressure plate, I think. Yes. And then, is there another one with bamboo? I should just check that. Yes. There are 2 more in the front left-hand corner. This one here is a bamboo, and the one like near the fence gate, and then the one kind of more forward is a pale oak. Also, side note, if you're having lag issues, it might be the glow lichen, because I am noticing my frames have taken a little bit of a hit since I did that, but you know, it is what it is. Where the bamboo fence gate is, in front of it, you'll have a lily pad just like a block away. Find the block of redstone. Bamboo button on front of it, or in front of it. Red shulker box on top. Basically, like 3 more things. You want to push the stone down into the glow lichen, or into the on top of the coral. This one, this is gonna be fun, because this one, I think this was the first one that I did. So when I did the commands, I was a little all over the place with it. So this one might not be very logical. I don't know. I'll have to kind of figure it out once we get there. The other 2 things are probably exactly what you would expect. Yeah, actually. You can clear your inventory. Make sure you keep your... Did we place the lily pad? We did. Yeah. It's the same. So if you go over and steal a sign, or if you just grab a dark oak sign out, I'm going to control block bigot so I can place them easier. Along with getting out cherry pressure plate and waxed weathered copper trapdoors. You want to do the stuff. So on each dark oak sign, or on each dark oak fence, you're placing the sign facing mostly forward and a little left, and then one on top of that facing a little right instead of left. The glare of the sun is crazy, by the way. And then on each magenta terracotta, you're placing a cherry pressure plate. On each lime terracotta, you're placing a waxed weathered copper trapdoor. Once you're done that, guess what? That's Lily Gear Lake done. And if you do not care to watch the end of this, that is everything I will be talking about. Unless there's something else that I missed. I don't think there is. Alright. Yeah, that will include the magentas that float, by the way. The only other thing in this area would be the boss dude? Bubba? Or, no, that one isn't Bubba. Is it Bubba? It might be. I don't remember. Make sure you don't miss any of the fences, but... Aww. By the way, it is definitely very likely. And yeah, if you break, or if you like accidentally misclick and place something in place of the glow lichen, you can just replace it. Can you replace it on the underside of the signs? I wonder. Or the fences, I mean. I wonder. I kind of want to try that. Well, now I have an opportunity to. Maybe I don't. I'm curious if... I don't think you'll be able to. No, it placed on the bottom. Huh? Okay, that's weird. It just decided where it wanted to go, I guess. So yeah, it's not supposed to be there. But yeah, when I did this originally, I filled all of the water first with the glow lichen to get the kind of idea down of how I wanted it to look. And then I went back in after and added all of the... Oh, wow, this is actually going to be really nice and easy. At least for the pressure plates. I went back in after and added all the mushrooms and stuff. And I didn't consider the fact that the glow lichen would do that. And also the gray concrete powder, because I didn't... you know, you don't prepare for it, right? You're not like, okay, so that's going to be 12 tiles, so I need this many blocks, right? You start with doing it and then you figure that part out later. But yeah. That is so odd. Like, how did I not think about that when I originally did it? Or maybe I did and I was just like, huh, anyway. Just didn't care. But, anywho. I don't think I said hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I did not say that in this tutorial. I guess we were too crazy and get all the whole thing. That is the one thing with this map that makes it worse than some of the other ones, is it doesn't really have like any kind of dull spots like that. There's no point for you to kind of just sit back and relax. Like, it is go, go, go. But also some parts of others are like that. Like the IP part I just recorded today is 18, I think it is, the number. Which was just a whole lot of that, you know? Just a whole lot of buildings with details and stuff. But there were some kind of parts where I could just like sit back and take a second. Haven't really been able to in this part until now, and I'm not using that time very wisely. Typical me. Okay, I missed these, and then I gotta do all the green ones. Yeah, it wasn't that bad actually. Expected that to take longer than that. That is another thing that I wanted to figure out with this map, was if it was possible to make you, like, when you enter the water to, like, immediately get put in a boat, but I don't think that's possible in vanilla. It's possible to summon a boat, but then you would have to click on it, and that's a whole other issue because you can't really be using the mouse in this map. I will explain that when we do the camera command, basically like what you can, or how you should control your character. Because trust me, if you turn your mouse or like turn your character, it's over. You're never recovering. Anyway, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 5 of FNAF World Complete. I think so. Yeah. So that is 2 areas done in the last 2 parts. Good job, guys. Next part, we're going to, I think, do the tomb yard and maybe start laying out the mine on that side. And hell, if we have time, we would do the mine, but I don't think we will. If that ends up being the case where we can't, we'll lay out the other one first, and then we'll go back to it through and do both back to back. I think that's the plan, but I might end up splitting it up. I'm not really sure yet. Black Tomb Yard, though, is first on the list. That shouldn't actually be that long. I mean, if this was a 40-minute one, that'll be like 35 probably. Yeah, we might not even be able to start laying out the mine. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.